I remember the moment I first agreed to help. It wasn't framed as a favor, it was framed as responsibility. My brother's kids had been accepted into a private school that my mother described as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The fees were high, the expectations were higher. Conversations about money happened around me as if I were already committed, as if my income existed inside a shared family account. I didn't argue. At the time, I told myself it was temporary support. A bridge, a way to help my nephews get access to something better than what we had growing up. I transferred the funds quietly every term. No speeches, no public acknowledgement. Just payments that disappeared from my account and appeared as tuition receipts in theirs. Gratitude was minimal but present, or at least I thought it was. Months passed. My role became normalized. When fees were due, someone would message me. When forms required signatures, my name was casually included in conversations about the people supporting the kids. It slowly stopped feeling like support and started feeling like expectation. Then came the photos. A weekend in summer. My phone lit up with images of my brother's family standing on a beach, laughing, dressed in coordinated vacation outfits, the ocean bright behind them. The captions were simple family time, so needed. I wasn't tagged. I wasn't informed. I learned about the trip the same way strangers did, through a timeline. For a few seconds, I just stared at the screen. The money I had transferred that quarter had covered tuition, textbooks, and activity fees. It had not covered vacations. Yet somehow, the timing felt connected. Not logically, emotionally. I called my mother. She answered casually, already knowing why I was calling. "It wasn't really your thing," she said before I could speak. "They wanted to take the kids somewhere fun. You're busy anyway." The sentence landed harder than anger would have. It wasn't about the beach. It was about exclusion wrapped in assumption. About decisions made with my contribution but without my presence. About defining what was my thing, as if my role was financial, not relational. I stayed quiet. My silence made her uncomfortable. "They appreciated the help," she added quickly. I responded calmly. "I'm glad." And I meant it, but not in the way she expected. After that conversation, something shifted inside me, not explosively, not dramatically. I pulled up my records. I reviewed every payment, every transfer, every receipt. I calculated how much I had contributed over the years. The numbers were clear. My support wasn't small. The next week, when the tuition reminder arrived, I replied differently. I requested formal documentation of obligations. I asked for transparency about how contributions were recorded. I asked that future payments be acknowledged through official channels instead of informal requests. No accusations, no emotional tone. Just structure. My brother called after receiving the message. He sounded confused at first, then defensive. He said I was making things complicated over one vacation comment. He insisted nothing had changed. I listened. Then I told him I would continue supporting the kids, but strictly through the school's direct billing system. No additional transfers, no flexible coverage for extras, no assumptions. There was silence on his end. That shift changed everything, without my casual flexibility. Certain expenses suddenly required planning. The school administration contacted them directly about outstanding balances that had previously been absorbed quietly. Financial pressure appeared, not because I demanded repayment, but because my silence had turned into structure. Within days, my phone lit up again. This time, the messages were urgent. My mother called first. She asked why I had suddenly become formal. My brother followed, saying payments were delayed and asking if I could just handle it like before. I responded the same way every time. "I'm following proper procedure." An administrator from the school reached out to clarify funding commitments. They confirmed what had been informally assumed, that contributions were voluntary and not guaranteed. That external confirmation mattered more than any argument I could have made. The leverage they once assumed I would always provide quietly disappeared. No shouting happened, no family meeting exploded, but the power dynamic was visible now. They realized my support was not obligation, it was choice. Eventually, the tone changed. The entitlement softened into awareness. My brother stopped treating my money as automatic. My mother stopped speaking about my role as if it were secondary. The relationship didn't become warmer. It became clearer. I still help, but only through defined boundaries. I attend events if invited. I contribute when respected. The beach photos still exist online. They no longer trigger resentment. They remind me that generosity without boundaries turns into expectation, and that silence, when paired with structure, is sometimes the most powerful response. 2. Should I adjust the tone or create another version with different power dynamics?